my Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. My friend, we are constantly being bombarded by noise. This noise comes to us in different ways. Allow me to give you some examples. Here in Canada, we have some huge grocery stores. Before you can pay, some of these stores place before you a whole bunch of stuff that you have to pass through before you get to the cashier. First, the drinks, in case you are thirsty from pushing that shopping cart. Then the potato chips, in case you need a little snack while you wait for the person in front of you. Then the chocolate bars to give you that little boost of sugar so that you can make it home. And let us not forget the candy and the chewing gum to freshen up your breath. All these things are there on the shelves, quiet, but at the same time gazing at you with a clear message. You need me. You have to get me. Noise. The noise of marketing. Then there is the noise of social media, which can influence the way we think, not only our view in life, but also events and people. When we are exposed to this noise, what we see and hear can really influence what we do. Here comes to mind the way social media has made sweatpants fashionable during the time of COVID-19. The New York Times had an article not long ago on a significant company in the US that increased their sweatpants sales up to 662% over the last few months. How did they pull this off? A lot of noise through social media, noise that was heard by many, convincing them that sweatpants are fashionable, not only for exercise, but for everyday use. We also know about the noise at airports or train stations. Maybe not so much right at the moment, but you know what I mean. To fight this constant noise, someone had the brilliant idea of inventing noise-canceling headphones. You put them on and quiet. Every noise around you is cancelled, and you hear only the things you choose to listen to. The point I am trying to make is that we are surrounded, we are bombarded by noise, by a lot of noise that comes to us in different forms. The questions we can ask ourselves today are the following. What am I listening to? To whom am I listening to? Jesus, we realize that there is a lot of noise around us, noise that tries to influence and manipulate us, even shaping the way we think. However, we know that it has always been this way. There has always been noise. For this reason, our attitude towards this world and the noise within it is not negative. We love the world with its noise. We refuse to flee from it, since you did not flee from it, but embraced it by becoming one of us. Sometimes we may think that the only thing to do is to wear noise-canceling headphones, in the sense that we need to cancel the world and its noise by pulling away from it. This might be the path of some, but not all. The majority of us, you, Lord, want us in the world to be salt and light. As you ascended into heaven, you did not say, "Retreat from the world," or "Exclude yourselves from everyone," but rather, "Go into the world." My friend, we can go forward into the world, because in the world, with all its noise, we can also hear the noise that comes from God. This noise from God is different. It is quieter and gentler. It does not impose itself, but the entire opposite. It wants that we freely tune in. Perhaps the phrase "tune in" is somewhat outdated. In the past, we used to tune in to our favorite radio station. Now it is more like subscribing or following our favorite podcast. When we tune in, when we subscribe, when we follow the noise of God, it provides us with lights to live in the world cheerfully, with hope, with an attitude that refuses to be pessimistic or negative, and instead says, "Bring it on." In today's Gospel, we see Jesus surrounded by a great crowd. There is a lot of noise. At some point, you, Lord, hear someone saying to you that your mother and relatives are standing outside and would like to see you. You reply, "My mother and my brothers are those who hear the word of God and put it into practice." Your mother, your siblings, can become anyone who, right in the middle of the world, hears your word and puts it into practice. What am I listening to? To whom am I listening to? Jesus, we want to listen to you. You speak to us every day in the Gospel of the Mass. The whole point of 10 minutes with Jesus is to listen to you and to find ways to put your word into practice. You speak to us in the silence of our hearts, for you are more intimate than I am to myself. That is why I make time to be alone with you each day. During this time, we are ready to say not so much, "Listen, Lord, your servant is speaking," but rather, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." You speak to us in the teachings of the Church. The teachings of the Church are nothing other than the official interpretation of your word, of what you are trying to say to us. You speak to us in our neighbor, the person that I find annoying, or the person that sometimes corrects me. For this reason, my reaction towards them is one of gratitude, since they are instruments through which you are chiseling me into another Jesus. You speak to us in our work, in whatever we are supposed to be doing at the moment, encouraging us to do it as best as we can, without taking shortcuts, and inviting us to do it for love, to serve you and serve others. The world is noisy, without doubt, but it is in the world that we hear the noise that comes from you. As we conclude this time of prayer, we turn to Mary. In today's Gospel, you, Jesus, do not rebuke your mother, for you knew that she is the one who perfectly listens to your word and puts it into practice. She can teach us to tune in, to subscribe, to follow your word, the noise that comes from you, which is our compass in this world. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.